We're back again this week. I feel naked without my hat.
Yes. Feel warm with mine.
So we got a lot of stuff we're going to kind of cover tonight. It might be a little bit of a modpodge of stuff because, you know, Nick's got some exciting news and we got a fun story to tell. And we're going to eventually talk about dividend stocks and why they're important. So before we get to that, I am drinking beer from Perrin Brewing Company, local brewery, midnight snack. Order with mint and chocolate. It's a little hoppy for my taste.
I went with the old trustworthy Bud Light tonight. I'm gonna crack it and pour it in my glass, which I'm really big shout out again to Don for the Bucks and Brews glass. Thing's awesome. Love drinking out of it. Dividend stocks, one of our favorite things, I guess, because it's investing with guaranteed money. Yeah. I mean, right? Like I guess like it's not long term. You get long term, but you still get some like little spiffs along the way, right? I mean, it's a huge thing.
You know, we talk about this all the time, but is there anything we don't like talking about when it comes to money? Because every time we're like, oh, this is one of our favorite things. I mean, paying money we don't like.
Yeah, I guess our bills, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Unless it's bills that make us money.
There you go.
I'm the first person. I don't really mind paying my mortgage, but so there's sometimes where it's like, I wish this thing was gone, right?
Yep, totally.
It takes up a little bit of time. I'm old school. Most people don't know that. Like, my wife was just saying the other day, I don't pay my mortgages online. I go into the bank. I take money, like. So, right, like what takes people nowadays like 2 minutes to complete, right? Like, let's say they log on to the 10 loans or something. Like, it takes them 12 minutes or something. Me, I go and I do this. Like, it takes me 2 hours to pay. Like, and I'm okay with it. Like, I'm used to it, but I don't know.
You should move into the 21st century.
I enjoy the control aspect of it. A lot of people say, "Oh, hey, that's why you fail," and I'm like, you know what? If I'm successful and fail, like I'm still like, just because I'm not to where you think I could be and should be doesn't mean I'm failing. I'm taking steps that make me comfortable and happy. And I think that's one of the biggest things we talk about on this is like, dude, like we just said it, right? I could cut out 2 hours of getting my time back to go find more deals, to go do investing, to go do. Oh, you're missing out on so much money. Think of how much money you can. No, it makes me comfortable. I'm happy getting a physical receipt. Like I am like. Self-stress is a lot less when I physically get that compared to like, oh crap, did I pay that thing? So there's no wrong way, right? Is there better ways and things like that? Sure, but like, dude, there's no wrong way to take steps. There's no wrong way to make money. I mean, there's shady ways. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no if you're investing, making money, there's no wrong way to do it.
So when we shut off last week,
it was a good week.
It was a good week. We kind of hung out here because Nick didn't want to go home right away. Courtney was watching This Is Us, and he didn't want to get caught up in that. So we had a few more drinks while we were here, watched the Georgia returns come in, and Nick and I got a little hungry afterwards, so we decided to go to Burger King. And I ended up 2 cars behind Nick, and all I ordered was a Whopper. And I get up to the window, and I go to hand the man my money, and he goes, "Nope. It's all good." And Nick said to go fuck yourself. And I am about freaking lost. And I called Nick and I tell him, he goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe he said it."
So I'm there and I see David pull around. And, somebody beat him, and we left at the same time. I just drove a little faster. And I pulled him right behind me, and I was like, "Oh, well, I got to pay for his because I got to get to David. I'm not going to be like, hey, skip one, go to the next guy, So. And the guy goes, "Well, I got to tell you, it's, $5 and something cents." And I was like, I don't care. Like, so I wake up the next morning and like, there's, $4 on one, $5 and $4. And I was like, whatever. And I was like, all right, guy, I'm paying for this. But the only way I'm paying for this is if you tell the guy 2 cars back, which is his name's going to be David, right? He goes, "Yeah, David." I go, "Yeah, he's one of my really good friends." I go, "You got to tell him when you hate his food, say, 'Your money's no good. Go fuck yourself.'" And he goes, "Oh, I got you, man." And I was like, "Oh, yes." David calls me and I'm crying. I'm in tears, man. I loved it. I wish I would have been there to like camera this thing. Like,
I'll tell you, that's the first time I've ever had anybody tell me to go fuck myself, and I laughed about it. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was a good.
That was a good time.
Time.
So Nick has some exciting news to share about his wife.
Say potentially, yeah. So, my job kind of changed, and some other things in my life has changed. My wife, come to find out, she has really good credit, but nothing on it. Like we talk about these things, like it sounds weird, but we've talked about my wife isn't really like hands-on into the financials and stuff like that. So it was funny when they pulled her credit, she only had one credit report, and you're supposed to get the two other, right? So like, oh, we had to ask for whatever, and she actually has really good credit, but we don't finance anything. She has no open lines of anything, and but so that being said, we were like, all right, hey, let's look at buying a cabin. And so my wife, she put in her official first offer on a vacation home for us. It's going to be in her name. She'll have something that'll open her credit for 30 years. So
nice.
Each person can have 10 loans in their name through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And I'm close to topping out on the one, and I've done some commercials to get myself down to, right? So rolled a bunch into it. But yeah, no, so my wife, right? I've been doing this for like 11 years now or so. My wife officially has put in her first ever offer. She's taken the steps into being a real estate person. The thing I love is she's kind of on board for this investment. She doesn't necessarily get into but this one she's already starting to join the community pages up there.
Nice.
She's like, oh, I know what we're gonna do for decoration, and I'm like, I mean, great. I see that it's going to cost me money, but at least she has normally when I'm like, hey, what type of flooring should I put in my rental? She's like, I don't really care. Like, now like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what, I got a great idea. And I'm like, cool. Let's say, it's going to be water. We're right across the road from the water. So that'd be pretty nice. But
that is pretty nice.
But, it's, excited to get away for a little bit. I mean, I'll have to do a bunch of work because I don't buy things that are fixed up,
move in ready.
High end. It's like I want to earn my money the hard way. So, we'll talk about that, like cash out refining and things like that later. And I think it's gonna be a really fun episode on that. So,
do we have not fun episodes?
I haven't done one.
I haven't either. I gotta tell you, people, if you don't enjoy one of our episodes, that's on you because we have a blast. And congrats to Courtney, by the way. Proud of you jumping off the deep end there.
She kind of more had to because my loans, but no, it's she's all about it. So I'm really excited.
So Dividend Stocks. I was talking to somebody the other day, and kind of why I wanted to do this episode was, we were talking about my daughter's investments, and what I decided to do during the pandemic when the market crashed was I took $10,000 out of her savings account and I put it into the stock market.
Yep.
And everything I bought was a dividend payer. Bought her some Apple, I bought her some CVS, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then some companies, people probably haven't heard of. I did an analysis. I said, okay, these are strong companies. They pay out good dividends. This is what I want to invest her money in because this will give not only a nice return, but for those of you that don't understand what dividends are, so every quarter, if you have a dividend paying stock, they give you cash back on each stock that you own.
Yep.
Okay. So, it's not a lot of money unless you have a lot of money invested with that company. So like I know with Nike, she has, we reinvest all of her dividends. So she has like a third of a stock, every quarter-ish, maybe a quarter of a stock every quarter-ish. But again, it's free money. It just, reinvests, and that's something you can, that it's a strong company if they're paying it.
Yeah.
So they're probably not going anywhere. And it's just making you more money in the long run. So you're investing, you're picking a company that's, strong, and they're paying you for the chance to use your money.
Yeah, so the way to grow wealth, right, is compounded interest, right? So you can look at that like compound. I mean, you're reinvesting exactly what it is. So Basically the company is giving you a thank you for purchasing their stock, right? Like, I mean, that's the way I look at it. And it's a great way. It's a great way, as I said at the beginning, to see that you're actually making money. I mean, most of the time you just look and you're like, money keeps going up, but it's like, I remember my mom's steel case, right? She would get checks for like 32 cents or whatever, and you'd laugh about it. You're like, well, it costs more to mail for the stamp than it did to mail the letter, or the check. And then the longer she was in it, hey, got up to 75 cents or $1.25, and all of a sudden, she's $3.50, and you're like, oh man, like just every quarter she just get a stupid little check. And I mean, Steelcase was back then what, like a $16 stock or something, so to get anything from a company just for owning a stock, like that's a huge thing. So, but the idea of dividend stocks is, right, the more you have, the more money you're going to earn right up front. So, if you think about it, when you go, we did an episode on fire movement, right? If you can get a bunch of money into dividend stocks, like, I mean, a bunch of money, and they'll pay you out, you could live off your dividends, never touching your principal. It'll kind of, like, I mean, we're talking millions, right, invested to get money. But, I mean, let's say, I don't know, if you're, I'm finding it people all the time, like going out of the country and they're living, and we gotta talk about Mexico, but like Dominican Republic's even cheaper, right? Yeah. So like you go there and you just need to make $600 in dividends. You can do that, stack it away, and you just get the check, and hey, every month, or let's say, so 1,800 is what you need, right? So I mean, 600 a month, dude. Like you'll just take that off of dividends and constantly pay your bills. So I think it's a really big thing. If you're looking for what good dividend stocks are, right, Google's a great way. Yeah. I mean, we give you like examples of stocks, right? I mean, we said Pfizer, we said Nike, Apple, IBM for you computer people. Like, we're not going to tell you what's, whatever, but like just Google, hey, what's the top 50 best dividend stocks, right? I mean, like out of the 50, I guarantee you're going to know, I would say at least 5, right? I mean, at least. It's on the low end, right? So, I mean, let's 10%, you're going to know, and so you're going to look at them and go, oh, I know these companies. And you research and you go, oh, hey. And then by the time you're researching it, you'd be like, oh, I want high dividend. So you might take you'll invest in 2 of them, take the chance on one that you have no clue what it is, but it pays you ridiculous dividends. Like, and you're going to go, okay, yeah, I'm totally in for this, right? And so then that'll start your investing career down dividends away. So,
well, and part of the reason I decided to do that for Caitlin was that her savings account, it just kept going down and down and down in interest. So, it was at like 1.25, and then it was at 1, and then it was at 0.75, and now it's at like 0.5.
Yeah.
So I looked at it, I'm like, she's not making any money off this. She's she had $18,000 sitting in there, and she's making like $8 a month.
Well, isn't it hard? Like, it's hard.
Yeah.
I deal with it every month because I have, we talk about Lake Michigan, local people that are watching, right? 3% is great money on 15,000. David and I have 15, like, we're not afraid to admit it, right? We have $15,000 just sitting there every month. And, that's $34 a month. Yep. Just guaranteed money. The other thing I had to do is my normal daily routines. And I don't do it. My wife does it because, honestly, I mean, right now with this new life, like I swipe my card, but like when I was working, like I used to try hard not to swipe my card for anything, like just weekends, and I pay cash for most of my stuff.
Well, for anybody that knows, of course, I know every bank and what their terms are on these deals, but Lake Michigan is you got to log in 4 times during the month. You have to have e-statements, and you have to swipe your card 10 times. Yep. Now, Caitlin has Lake Michigan, and you want to know what her 10 swipes are?
Yes.
Nope. I pay 1 penny to either Spectrum Health or Metro Health.
Yeah.
10 times a month.
Yep.
1 penny for
all you
transactions are done.
Transactions.
And we move on with our life, and she's not spending real money.
Yeah, I'd say, so I mean, okay, yeah, instead of making 34, that's the thing I make fun of David all the time, because he does that, right? He'll log on and do 10 transactions.
Yep.
And it's so instead of making $34, you're making $33.90, right? So like, yes, he's making the most possible out of this free money. And I think it's awesome. I say my wife has a normal life and just, she does that off of that. So I have 15,000 just sitting over there. And we look at that as zero, right?
Yep.
And let's say I have another my personal checking account where, like, let's say some of my real estate, I own like not 10 houses or 9 houses in my personal name.
Mhm.
And so like that's in my bank account. So I have reserves for that. And I have 8 times that amount of money, sitting in an account. I make $12.36, I think was my last interest, right? Off of nearly $100,000.
Yeah.
I make $12. So I make 30 something off of 15 and almost 100,000. I make $12. Like that tells you where this interest rate is, right? So that's why I invest, my anything above my 6-month rate.
Yep.
Which again, I want to go back to that, guys. Here we're getting personal on financials, like where I'm sitting. People tell me I fail all the time, like even like with David, right? Like he'll be like, "Hey man, you can get that money to work," and he's like, "Oh, you need to spend." Dude, it's like what makes me happy, right?
Yep.
Like having that constant. I mean, yes. Do I know for a fact that I could be making more money on my money? Yes, I clearly know that. Like I do this, but right, like again, self comfort, self stress, like to be less stressed because I can see that. And nobody else sees it. It's nothing to brag, whatever. It's just honestly, it's comfort to know that it's there. That hey, if 5 roofs blow off at one time, I can replace 5 roofs. I don't have to go in and move money around, right? I just call a company and say, here's the card, like swipe it. Like give me 2 seconds to move money. No, like boom, it's done. Everybody goes, hey, when's 5 houses gonna blow roofs off? I don't know. I mean, when is people going to start? When are people going to start the fucking capital? Right? I mean, things like this just happen. So, but again, there's no wrong way. Yes. Do I know for a fact that I am losing money? Is David going, oh man, you could be making so much more on that? Yes. Like we have the 4% with United, right? I get 4% there for doing again transactions.
3%.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So
and you have to spend at least $1,500 a month to get the full 3.
Yeah. But we're gonna go through that on a constant. I'm looking at doing refinancing with Lake Michigan for a commercial loan because they have their own credit card.
Yep.
And man, I can earn credit card mile. I mean, I don't know. Like if I just think about it, what was it like? I don't know, $20,000 in mortgage payments every month, right?
Yeah.
Like if I can swipe that on a credit card and then just pay it off, because I pay it anyway, so I can be earning so many credit cards, I can earn a free flight somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't own credit cards, but I want to. Like I want to,
Yeah.
but I want it easy. I just want easy. So
well, that's one of the things that people need to look at. So I did a financial consult a few years back for optometrist.
Yeah.
Okay. And her husband was high up at a medical place in town. We'll say place in town. That works. And I mean, we're talking, they're both making mid to high 6 figures.
Mm-hmm.
And they just wanted to know what to do with their money. And I'm like, listen, I do a lot of things with my money you're not going to do.
Yeah.
I get it. That's fine. But at the very least, at the time, Community West Credit Union was giving you
11%.
11%
Fuck, David.
on $2,000, which I mean is $11 a month. It's about $11.52. So and all you had to do was 7 transactions, and I
$50 a direct deposit,
something like $200 direct deposit.
Oh, that's right, because we did $50 a week or whatever. Yeah.
So, and I told him, I said, if that's all you do, just do that. Buy gas. You can do 7 transactions, and again, I had that account for myself, my wife, and my daughter. I had the Lake Michigan, so I mean, I was making 31 transactions every month at 1 penny.
Yeah.
And of course, they got mad at people like me, so they did away with some of those things.
No, they didn't get away with some of the. No, so I sign up. Right, I take David's advice. I sign up, and literally 1 month in, we get our 1 month, and then all of a sudden they cancel this thing. Like I didn't treat it like David did. Like I treated it like normal. But,
normal people.
Yeah, I say and then all of a sudden they canceled it. So I was like all this time to open this damn account. I did all this, and I was like, well, I need to build a relationship. I mean, this was gosh, years, a few years back. I need to build a relationship with a local bank. So I was like, I'm gonna keep my money here for I was like, it's a little bit, it'll grow. Number two, we'll use it as vacation funds. Like, you know what? Like, and honestly, it's the best decision I've ever made. It's the only account I don't know how much money's in there. My wife and I both put money at it. Like, and when we go on vacation, we talked about that in a vacation episode. It's just FU money. Like, because we don't know we have it, we don't really care. We'll check it. We do check it before we go on vacation, so we know, A, that we can purchase our vacation, and B, like, hey, when I say FU money, like, I mean, yeah, we don't go buy a Porsche, right? While on vacation. We don't go, but we literally.
You're not paying some $1,000 bets.
No, I am. Don't tell my wife.
I know nothing.
Yeah, she won't watch this. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so
we know she doesn't watch it. She doesn't know about cash and coin shortage.
Oh yeah, but no. So right, I mean, it's we have just, and honestly, it's probably going to turn into paying for the cabin. Because the amount of we have a good savings right now. Because we didn't go on vacation this year.
Right.
I mean, we went to South Dakota and we spent, I don't know, like $3,000. Or I don't know how much we spent. Whatever. But
but that's not normal.
Yeah.
I mean, you usually go 2-3 places a year.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So we have, we built up a decent amount, and so we'll keep that. The mortgage payment we're looking at is going to be dirt cheap. So we'll probably just both throw, a little bit of money, and she'll just do it off that. So that way we, because I want that place to feel like vacation. I want that place to not cost me money.
Yep.
I don't want to tap into, I don't want to get disappointed that, hey, if I can't get up there in a month, I want to be able to call somebody and just say, hey, here's, PayPal or whatever the heck it is, go mow the acre or whatever it is. Like, just go take care of it. Like cleaning crews, anything like that. Just, I want it to be self-sufficient.
Yep.
Right? Like, and if I can automate that by putting money over there, I will. I'll always, as much as I'm lame on going to pay things in person, I'm really about that automated, but you can't, I guess you can auto pay your mortgages, but I always pay so much different.
Yeah.
Like things, taxes change twice a year. And usually your winter taxes or summer taxes, whatever ones you're, they don't always change, but that's when your payments change. So every 6 months, and sometimes my numbers, because I have so many loans, my numbers are so weird. Like, if I owe $649 and some cents, let's say I used to pay $650, now I have to go back through and guarantee that I pay $675. And so I guess that's why I always go pay it. But anyway, good tangent.
When we're talking about stuff like this, though, you have to do what's comfortable to you.
Very much.
So I mean, I'll sit there and take a 10-minute survey for 50 cents because it's comfortable to me. It's extra money. I do surveys. I make somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 a year on surveys, which just money that goes back into our life.
Yeah.
And
how much is that going to? That's the other thing. Like with you though, it's all right, I make 50 cents, 1,500 to 2,000 a year, which people are like, wait, how does that just does a crap ton of them. But then that $2,000, right? You invest it into dividend stocks. Back into dividend stocks. Now at this point, that $2,000. Okay, next year on a dividend, let's say it's paid you, I don't know, $10 a month. Probably wouldn't even be that high, but still $7, right? Every quarter.
Yep.
So then, then it's 705. And then soon that 7 is making money. And again, compounded interest is just the way to go in life. So, right, what you took 50 cents has literally turned into $1.30. And yeah, $1.30 doesn't look like anything, but now when you look at 50,000, it looks like 130,000.
Yeah.
Right? That's FU money right there.
Well, that's why people have to understand. You're going to make as much money as you want to make, as much as you're going to put into it. So nothing is easy.
Yep.
Making money is not easy, but there are so many things out there to do that you put a little bit of work in, and it gives you a little bit of reward. It's not a lot,
And you can be it can be as easy as you want, right? Okay, so owning a business is not easy.
No.
I don't know anybody. I know some people that own some businesses where they sold it. They said that's the easiest time, and then they lose it. But owning a business, you're constantly working around your business. Okay, making money in stocks. Okay, you have to like research stocks. I mean, or you could just throw money at it. Like, but that's where index funds. Like, so the more you think about things, like that's why 401ks, right? We harp like, Roth, right? Like, I mean, throw your money, but like we say 401ks, like it's literally money that you'll never see out of your paycheck, and it's the easiest thing you've ever do. You show up and do your normal life. Yeah, the successful, wealthy people that write books are going to tell you, hey, research your stuff and do whatever. I mean, you work for a large corporation that offers a 401k, chances are they're going to invest your money in something.
Well,
like,
this is a good point. So we did All About Beer back before Christmas, which is uploaded. And we talked to Lawrence quite a bit. He's got a 401k. He's got a decent amount of money in it. He don't know anything about it. He can't tell you what he's in. It just sits there and does whatever it does. And, that's why 401ks are so popular, because all you do, you stick your money in there. And if you don't know anything about it, you just let it do whatever it does.
I call them the infomercial of investing.
Yeah.
Right. And people go, no, right when David just said, all right, so what I want you to do is I want you to take your money and put it in the machine, set it and forget it, right? Yep. Like, dude, this is infomercial all day.
It is.
Just set it and forget it, folks. All right, so what are we going to do? Set it and forget it.
Like, and that's the thing people don't understand. Yeah. So, my 403B now,
sure,
I know what my money is in. I sit there and I research the funds that are offered, and I pick the best funds for me. And I do that for coworkers too. They'll say, hey, where do I put my money? And I'm like, well, this is where I'm investing the percentages.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing if you're buying ETFs. ETFs are great because there are a whole lot of little pieces of big stocks, so you get Microsoft, and you get Apple, and you get Walmart.
Berkshire Hathaway, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to sit there and try to figure out, well, I'm going to take a gamble and put $10,000 in Apple because that's a gamble.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple's a strong stock and they're a dividend payer, and that's great.
Okay.
Yeah. But, what happens in 10 years when Apple's, churning out the iPhone 40 and everybody's going, this thing sucks.
You look at, I like to compare Apple, and everybody goes, well, why do you think? And I'm like, look, I'm 32 years old. Okay. Yep. So when I was a younger kid, there was this thing called a Zune, right? And everybody's like, what's a Zune? Okay, well, it was an MP3 player just like the Apple, right? And so then this is back when Apple was starting to build the first iPod, right? And so, okay, now it's just a matter of which one of the two interfaces people like better. So Zune could have skyrocketed, or Apple did, right? So, the next with technology, it's the next thing is going to take the next thing out, right? I mean, you look at TVs, right? I was just plasma TVs, right? Those were the big popular thing. And then LEDs, right?
Yeah.
And now you got what? The QLED, right? Yeah. I mean, so technology changes on a constant basis. So just like that, your stock, you have to watch your stock. You have to understand that. And that's why you diversify, right? Because, Laverne and Shirley, right? What was it? Pepsi, then all of a sudden Polar Bears came up and Coke was cool. So.
Well, you look at it too, and you can really, no matter what age you're at, you can talk to somebody that will sit there and go, yeah, that's exactly like, this time I grew up. So for me, you want to talk about the Zune and the iPod? I can totally equate that to VHS and Betamax.
There you go.
Because they both came out at basically the same time, and one of them was going to, be the winner, and it ended up being VHS. We had VHS tapes for 20 plus years, which are now gone because they went to DVDs, and then after DVDs, is it going to be Blu-ray or HD DVD? And HD DVD went by the wayside. Now it's Blu-rays, and
then now you go to streaming.
Yeah,
I mean, so prime example, right? Like, look at this PlayStation 5. Right, so they offer 2 PlayStation 5s, from what I understand.
Yep.
They offer one that you can put the physical game in, and then one that is strictly online only.
Yes.
Right?
So you just download what you want.
Right. I mean, so I loved having the physical game.
Same.
This is another fun topic. I don't play video games very often, but when I do, I just enjoy playing them. So once every 5 years, I break out the PlayStation 3. The local video store is going out.
Yeah.
Family Video.
Family Video going bye-bye.
And so I got to buy PlayStation 3 video games, 2 for $5.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I just went and bought 4 new games, new to me, right? Granted, I'm playing NASCAR 2010, and Madden 13, and Tiger Woods 2011. I have Tiger Woods 2008, but I was like, dude, I'll take Tiger Woods 2011 for $2.50.
Right.
So, and I think I bought a WWE game just because I wanted something different, like non-sports, and I was like, here we go. So, back in the day, those were $50 games or whatever. Now they're $2.50. I mean, so
well, you're one of those kids that you were born 10 years after me, basically.
Yeah.
So I mean, I grew up. My first gaming system was an Atari 2600.
Yeah.
And then I went to the original NES, which still dollars for donuts was one of the greatest things ever.
Oh yeah.
And I still play the crap out of Tecmo Super Bowl. There's no better time in life than playing Tecmo Super Bowl.
You
got an emulator on your phone? Because I do.
Yeah, mine is Retro Bowl. Yeah.
No, you can get the original.
I'm not gonna pay for it.
No, for free.
All right, I'm in.
And my buddy Nate, he had a Raspberry Pi, so he set me up with that, so I can play Tecmo Super Bowl anytime I want with the original 91 rosters, or you can download new rosters because they get new rosters. Oh my, it's phenomenal. Anyways, after that, it turned into the SNES and the Sega Genesis, and then the first PlayStation, and then.
Gosh, and that's another great point. Gosh, so we can do this all day.
Yeah.
David goes to the first PlayStation. Okay, so we have which came out in disc. I what did I have? I just lost. So I had the other one that came out with disc.
So Sega had one. It was Sega CD.
Sega, no, it wasn't Sega.
There was a Neo Geo, which I don't know if that was cartridge or
not. But it had Street Fighter and Virtual Cop. Right, so I had Virtual Cop I could play.
I think that might have been Sega.
Yeah, it's Sega and Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn.
Yeah, so because it was the disc, and so right, like that got gone. I mean, nobody else really kind of owned that thing. And you look at the
Dreamcast. When the Dreamcast came out, that was the big thing until PS2.
Well, and you look at Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis. No, sorry. Sega Game Gear, right?
Which was handheld.
But then Nintendo came up with the Nintendo handheld, the Game Boy.
Right? The Game Boy was first, and then the Game Gear, and then the Game Boy advanced to I don't know, Game Boy Color or some crap.
Game Boy Color was fun.
Advanced or something.
So then they had the sideways. Well, and then PlayStation tried coming out with their side by side, the PSP, right? PlayStation Portable, and that failed. I mean, that was a flop. So all these things are. So all these companies try to knock each other out. And I guess that's the point we're making when it comes to these stocks. Like stocks will go and then things don't take off. But if a stock, or if a company makes it with a product, I mean, stocks go crazy.
Well, you can look at any city in America.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I know when I was a kid, this really predates Nick. The thing I couldn't wait for was the JCPenney's wish list. The catalog would come out. And you'd grab it and you'd circle the toys you want for Christmas. And, they have like 60 pages of toys, all the new Star Wars stuff, superheroes, and just all sorts of crap.
Yeah.
You don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Sounds like a newspaper to me.
It was this big catalog. It looked like the Yellow Pages.
Yeah.
And it was just phenomenal.
I just got a phone book in the mail the other day.
I did too. It was weird. Yeah, I know. It was way tiny too. So, I mean, that was a huge thing when I was a kid, and you sit there and you start looking at those things. JCPenney's is irrelevant now. Yeah. I mean, in 10 years, there will be no more, just like Sears, they'll both be gone. Circuit City, CompUSA. You look at these things and you really have to time it correctly to realize that, this is a good investment or this is a bad investment. Because I'll tell you right now, you sat there in 2000 and said, hey, Circuit City's a great stock. I'm going to buy a ton of that.
Mm-hmm.
10 years later, there is no Circuit City. Nobody knows what the hell you're talking about.
Well, it's you gotta, that's when you got to do your research, right? Like you have to say, hey, which one is going to stick around? Which one's going to make it through? Like, look at financials on a constant basis. The only thing that saved Best Buy over Circuit City was Geek Squad.
Yeah.
I mean,
even you look at Grand Rapids. So Grand Rapids is a great example. 36th Street in Buchanan. What was there?
36th in Buchanan?
Yeah.
Like 28th.
Right down the road from Godwin.
Yeah. There was a gas station. Oh, there was a GM plant.
There was a GM
Yeah,
plant.
sorry.
There was a huge GM plant. If you worked there,
yeah,
you were set.
Yeah, you were somebody.
They had a bunch of money and things were great. And then I'd say 2008, maybe.
Way before that.
You think it was before that?
Yeah, I mean it was before I graduated.
Okay, so
I mean,
all of a sudden,
yeah,
no more GM.
Just
went away.
Yep. And now this whole, I mean, acres and acres.
Yeah, it's just sitting there not being used.
Well, the land is filled with oils and stuff, so they won't let them build. But yeah, right. So I mean, when you're looking at these things, guys, stocks is a tricky thing to play. But if you're looking to make money, and you're looking to make money, let's say, hey, I only have 10 grand and I need that money back. You don't have to reinvest your dividends. I mean,
No.
Yes, if you want to be filthy wealthy, sure. But if you just want to get by, man, you could invest your 10 grand, take your dividends on your high, and it matters if the stock keeps going up and stuff like that, right? And, we always suggest keep your dividends and reinvest it and, try not to live off of any of that until you absolutely need to. But there's a point where you just have to take money. I mean, the government forces you to, and gosh, I mean, who doesn't want to buy, something in life?
Well, and I was telling you before, we started. So my current class, is basically on personal investing and stuff.
Yep.
It's really along the track of how to be a financial advisor, which I'm not at all looking to do. But I'm in week 2. And week 2, they're hitting something hard that Nick and I talk about all the time. It's our favorite P word.
Budgeting.
It's our favorite B word. Budgeting is so important. And honestly, if you're sitting there and you want to grow wealth, budget in money that you can invest into some of these dividend stocks, or you have a friend, someone that likes doing this just for shits and giggles, honestly, because that's what we like.
Well, and if you're the kind of person that wants things here and now, dividend stocks is really for you. I mean,
Yep.
I mean, and it matters. It matters when everybody's fiscal periods are changed, right? Because I mean, you can get dividends whenever.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just a matter of their quarters. So you guys say, even if it buys you, you say, hey, I'm doing this to buy myself a free dinner. And have a savings account, right? Like have a savings account, and hopefully someday you just keep pumping money at it, and you'll buy yourself dinner off of it, and then hopefully you'll have an extra penny, and then 5 cents. Then I mean, just make sure that your money's there for the long term.
Well, again, we do this. We get together every week, and we talk about ways so you can grow your wealth.
Yeah,
because that's really what we're looking for, is to help people grow their wealth. And Nick and I want to have you money. At some point, we want to be able to do whatever the hell. Nick has it written on the board. Do what I want when I want.
Yeah.
That's bottom line. That's what we want.
Yeah.
I had a long day at work today, and I was at the point where I really wanted to say to people, you know what? Go away. We're going to say it the nice way. Go away, because I'm not dealing with you anymore. But I don't have that kind of money yet, so I just smile and try to make the best of it.
And people say, "Oh, I am doing what I want," and I think most people are full of crap, right? Like,
absolutely.
Okay, you know what? Your wife loves the company and does everything right, but I see you guys post stuff about, hey, I had to deal with this customer, and it's like, at this point, right? Like, if you had FU money and this customer says something, you could literally just hang up the phone. Now, you tell me what the difference between, like, FU money is this, FU money is I don't care about, like.
Yeah.
So there, you'll get to a point where it's like, all right, I want to make the decisions to be the person I deserve to be. I'll say it again, right? The person that you deserve to be. It's all up to you. Like, this life, as much as we love other people, like, right? I like David, but in the end, this life is supposed to be about me, and I surround myself with people like David, right? So this is a me thing, very selfish, rude. I love my wife to pieces, but again, this life is me, right? Like, I want to get through it with her, and
Yep.
I hope she enjoys. And that's why I picked my wife, because she wants to do the same thing I want to. She just, doesn't want to do the real estate side. So, but as I say, someday, right? Someday we're going to be able to choose to donate all of our time so she can do her occupational therapy on people for free in a different country that won't sue her. And I'm going to drink a beer.
Maybe throw a bowling ball.
Oh, did you think about that? And I'll wake up. I'll wake up at 6 a.m. because that's when I want to wake up. I actually enjoy it. And if I sleep in 6:05, I'm happy.
Yep.
I say, I could really use I could really use to go throw a bowling ball. I'll go sit there and drink a beer, and then I'll grab my shoes on and I'll drink a beer, and then maybe throw the ball down the lane. And it'll probably be like a 6-hour process. But my wife would be like, "What'd you do?" I'd be like, "I bowled a game today."
You know what would be perfect?
One in my house.
One of my favorite holiday movies, Trading Places.
Oh yeah.
Right at the end of the movie, Billy Ray and Lewis.
Yeah.
Lewis was on the boat. Billy Ray was on the beach.
I say, so my problem with Trading Places is I constantly get those two mixed up with Coming to America and Trading Places.
Well, because they're the same old guys.
Yeah, I say so. Yeah, I enjoy. Gosh, yeah. Say it's fun.
Eddie Murphy was great.
Was keyword
was great.
No, there's no wrong way to invest, but if you want another way to invest, dividend stocks is really a great option. Let me say now that we're here and I have this, let's Google it. J&J. I have no clue. Oh,
Johnson & Johnson. I have it. Well, Caitlin has it.
I have some of it. WMT, Walmart, right? So those are dividend paying stocks. This is a good one. MMM. 3M, right? Which makes all your tape, makes everything else, right? So again, when you look at dividend stocks, those are some of those are just 3 that popped up in the top 5 of stocks that pay dividends, right? So look into it, do some research, and say, hey, what percentage of dividends do they pay? What types of payouts am I looking at? And you can always do reviews, right? Like, hey, dividend stocks, and figure out what types of money people are getting. I enjoy going on to I use like Stock Twitch. And right, you get on like some chat things or some rooms, and you got people that think they know what they're doing. They got people that will professionally they study these things, and once in a while they'll be like, no, this is straight up what it is. Like,
yep.
And you'd be like, okay, cool. Like they'll show screenshots of like their accounts, like I physically made this amount of money. Oh, okay, I'm gonna believe you. Like you've given me all this proof. No, my grandma's sister's gonna sue him for $1 million. I'm not buying it. It happens every day. Right? Every day.
Yeah, so I'm just, doing a quick search like Nick just did, and, just on dividend stocks, and listed 25 high dividend stocks. And, Nick, tell me, you ever hear some of these? So we have IBM.
Yep.
Principal Financial Group.
Yep.
I like this one, Bank of Hawaii Corporation.
No, but I'm assuming it's a bank.
It is a bank. 3M, just like you said. Yep. Here's one you might know. Really good dividend here.
Yeah.
DTE Energy.
Is that only? Are they a huge corporation, or are they just Midwest?
I think they're just Midwest.
Okay, so DTE Energy, right? So you might as well own the company that owns you. I mean, that you have to use every month. But so how much do they pay on their dividends?
So their dividend yield for DTE is 3.32%, which is about $1.09.
3% of their stock. So you take their stock, right, and they're going to tell you, hey, we're going to pay you 3.2%. Just to own us, right? So they're So they're sitting at 119.26 right now. But so now their value, if it stays at 119.26 when they pay out dividends, you'll get how much? $1 and some change?
Yeah,
Okay, so for every
$1.09.
yep, $120 you have invested, they're gonna pay you $1.10.
Yep.
Right. And so now when you think about that, hey, if I have $1,000 invested, or 1,200, I'm getting $10. Like, I mean, and just like that. I mean,
So Hasbro's on here too.
ooh,
I love toys, and Hasbro makes Star Wars toys.
Star Trek.
68 cents.
See, and so guys, like, I mean, right? Just David, what website is that? We're gonna give them a shout out.
So NerdWallet has this,
NerdWallet.
and they 25 high dividend stocks and how to invest in them.
Yep.
And they just, this is the great part about it. You don't have to do a lot of research to figure out, okay, this is something I might want to invest in. If you work in an office, 3M's a great investment because you know what you're using. If you live in the Midwest, you know that DTE Energy is a good investment because anybody that has natural gas has DTE.
Yeah. And, and so, right, so like every time, and that's the thing. I mean, just starting out, let's say you're just the starter out and you want to try it out, but still, what other place can you go get $1 back, right? I mean,
Yeah.
And again, people, like, it sounds really stupid, but so you're gonna get $1 for just having your money sit there. And now if it goes lower by $20, you're gonna get a 2 cents off, right? But I mean, so you're still making this money. Now, when you get it, you're gonna keep reinvesting, and the more you keep reinvesting, right, the more
The more you have.
the more it's gonna keep coming. So, 100, so 100, so 25 years. That's basically what it is, right? Which sounds like an awful long time. If you invest no other money, right, and the stock stays the exact same price, you're going to be able to buy another one, right, for free. So, you figure out half. I mean, that's if you don't reinvest. That's if you only reinvest that original. So if that money never makes money, right? So that original $1.20. Like, now, if you put the other $1, 3 months later into it, because we get paid quarterly, then it'll go faster. But let's say you only do it one time, and you invest that $1.20, and it goes up or down. Every time you keep reinvesting $1.20, it'll take you 25 years to buy a whole nother stock. So I really enjoy NerdWallet. I do. I mean, guys, besides us, they're probably they're probably number 2. So I don't think they drink when they work though. So
I don't either.
I think that's what makes them a little bit better than us. But just really Google, hey, what's the best paying high dividend stock? I mean, and that's gonna give you the answer. And we've talked about plenty of other episodes, how to buy stock, where to buy it, when you can buy it. I think
So
I think we've talked people into buying dividend stock.
I would think so. And I'm Nick's kind of, going on for me here while I try to log into Caitlin's account to just give an idea of, what she has percentage wise. Well, not even percentage wise, but total stock wise now with her dividend stocks. So Apple's a great one. So since she's owned Apple, which, we bought stocks, I would say end of April, early May, let's say.
Sure, right when COVID hit.
Right. So she's gotten 0.009 extra of Apple stock.
Yep.
Assurant Inc., which is another dividend payer, she's gotten 0.025 extra. Broadcom Inc., she's gotten 0.041. Brookfield Infrastructure Partners, 0.119. So I mean, what's happening here is they're giving her, fractional pieces of their stock because we're reinvesting, and some of them pay better than others. DHT Holdings, she's gone from 5 to 5.998.
Almost a whole other stock.
Almost a whole other stock, and some of them don't pay quite as well. That's fine. But some of them pay really well. So I was telling Nick, Nike's a great example because we bought Nike at like $68. It's currently sitting at 145. And she bought 8 and she now has 8.051. I mean, a little extra.
Well, and I say, and it's funny because you and I enjoy looking at these numbers and like, oh man, these are great things. Numbers go down, they go up. And the funny thing is what I like to tell people about dividend stocks, right? So again, we put $100 in, let's say it pays us $1.
Yep.
Okay. Now, David, that stock goes to $90, which we lost $10 of our actual money, but we're still getting a 90-cent check. Like,
correct.
You still feel like you won. And so, right, you've only really lost, $9.10.
So
throughout history, it's going to go back up. It's going to get back there.
One of the stocks she has is Iron Mountain, which has lost money since she bought into it. Okay.
Yep.
Now, overall, she's down $24.79 in that stock.
How much?
$24.79.
Okay.
But she's gone from, and mind you, we didn't put a lot of money in it. She went from 3 shares to 3.209. So she's still making money, even though that stock has gone down.
Yeah. That's crazy to think about, right? Like, so it's just another way to hedge your bet, right?
Yeah.
Is the way I look at it. I say I would have went with Dasani, but whatever. I mean, Iron Mountain, I guess if you want. So it's just it's another, right? I look at it like roulette in the aspect of, hey, when I'm playing individual numbers, I have a 37. We look at stocks. If you pick individual, you have a 1 in 37 because in America, technically 1 in 38 because zero and double zero.
Yep.
But right, so like you put all your money out there, and I know I do it because I'm stupid. But I'll throw out $5 into the middle, and I'll still throw a $5 on a black.
Yep.
Even though like some of the numbers I picked in there are not even are not black, I'm like, hey, if I have out here I have a 50-50 shot, 49-49, and then in there I have 1 in 38. Like, I'm hedging my bet out here to hope that like at least I break even covering that. Like, and if I do double hit, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if I hit red 14, I'm not mad about losing my 5, right? I've still won myself, $31.
Yep.
So, dividends is that's awesome that she's lost money but still made money because of the dividends.
Correct.
Right? Like that's why you reinvest. That's really why you so she's had 2 quarters, right? So since April. Yeah, so roughly maybe she got paid the 3rd one.
Maybe.
Right? But so let's say they've paid the dividends, and that's why you put your money there. That way, in case it loses money, you still gain money.
Yeah. And that's what we're looking to do. Again, we're trying to create wealth, and that's one of the easiest ways to do it.
One of the best ways to do it. Like when you literally gain money on your money, it's huge. Like, so right, again, every time that you invest, every time your money, so we talk about 25 years, but it's going to be, I'd have to do math, but like every time that you gain interest and double pay and double whatever, like every time that little bit of money buys that whole other stock and you gain money on that, like that's where wealth comes.
Yeah.
Right? Like you did nothing to earn it. Like it was earned money, and then your earned money. Like your mind gets blown at that point. Like as much as I'm a math nerd, I'm nowhere near able to do all that.
Well, say that's one of the things you look for. The sweetest money is the money you work the least for.
It's funny because everybody talks about, I want that easy money. I want to go, this, like, you want easy money? Put your money into the stock market and let it sit for a long time. But I need that money. Then you don't want easy money. Just say, you're investing the wrong money at that point.
Absolutely true. So I think we gave everybody a lot to think about this week. This is one of our shorter episodes.
Which is still, like an hour long.
Well, always.
Yeah, say, guys, I know we got off tangent a little bit, and I really enjoyed this episode.
I did too.
It makes me want to go buy some more stock. please do us a favor, right? Like, subscribe, and share. Our goal this year is to we really want to reach 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And that's just, I don't care if it's my mom, his mom, our aunts and uncles and family. It's funny because I'm about to give my mom a YouTube account just to make it happen. No, I say, right, like, really, just like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends how much these guys are idiots and you think they're so boring and you never want to listen to them again. But
We're okay with it.
yeah, so hook us up with that smash button. Smash, 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 smash. I mean, like, if you got a touch screen, you can punch it, right? Like, boom, I hate this, and then just be stuck there forever. So, if you have any questions, if we didn't hit exactly what you wanted, reach out to us. I'm pretty sure we hit exactly what you guys want because we always do the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, upcoming episodes, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We have some people that want to be guests, so Nick and I are going to talk about some of them here after we're done. We're going to reach out to our people that we did debt talks on.
Yeah.
And get an update from them, see how they're doing with their debt.
Yeah. Saying if you want to be a guest, reach out to us. We'll tell you to
Please.
go after yourself, and then we'll probably have you on.
I'm working on a special guest.
Oh, say
So
we'll tell you about that. We're cutting it right there. Say, you say, really, guys, thanks so much for joining in. We appreciate everybody.
Thank you to Perrin for beer that it was all right.
2021. I'm not gonna say it was all right. It was good beer. I mean, I just enjoyed me a Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. For all the tours, and I mean, I guess they're giving me free beer for my tour and stuff. I paid for it, I think, last time. But really, big shout out to you guys. Keep on keeping on.
We'll see you guys next week.